Oh well, that's gonna be a fix it and post situation. Okay, so, hi. I'm recording a video to post on my YouTube channel, which is funny because it's something that I've been doing haphazardly for the last, 4 years, and not something I've taken, well, it's been something I've taken seriously, but I've, gotten pushback from people in my life, which is funny. But another video altogether. So here I am, trying to take it seriously. We'll see how that goes. But no, I have faith in myself. I think I have to start surrounding myself with the right kind of people, the right kind of motivated people, because I know motivated people in my life, but they're doing a different kind of thing. They're building a different kind of business, and I'm very proud of them, but ultimately I don't want to work like them. I want to work differently. And there are people that are working the way that I want to work. Technically, I feel like the term would be creator, content creator. But yeah, there are creators out there that I have a lot of respect for, and I really appreciate the way that they do their business. And I think it's important for me to get surrounded by those people. And so this is me saying it out loud, and hopefully it happens, because I will put actions behind these words. Also, I think it's time that I stop naysaying hyper-committed people, because realistically, I'm a hyper-committed person. There's been so many examples in my life, and they are mostly in my love life, where I am overcommitted and kind of risk it all for that thing and for that relationship, which I think is noble in theory, but terrible in practice. And I want to be that committed to myself, and realistically, myself is my brand, as a creator, as somebody who's making things online and attempting to be a voice in the world. It means I have to commit to myself. And yeah, it's crazy to even say it like that, but yeah, I have to date my career. I have to treat my career like my love life, because in the past, I have literally gone for broke because I've had faith in a certain relationship and I thought that it would go a certain way. And ultimately, that's me placing all my hopes and dreams in another person. And that's not ever going to do it for you. Ultimately, I'm the one who's got my back. So, will I come through? I hope so. Starting kind of from scratch. I've got so many tools in my pocket now, but I'm back in my parents' basement. I'm broke. I'm trying to pick up the pieces, and I'm trying to go to New Zealand by the end of the year, which feels like an insurmountable task, but it's also something that I desperately, desperately want, because my brother and sister-in-law are living there until the end of the year, and I need to see it. I need to see where they're at, and I need to paint it, because it's stunning, as I'm sure you know, because the world knows that New Zealand is like an alien planet. It's so beautiful. Yeah. But anyway, I was going to do a shout out in this video. I was watching Jack Denmo's 500,000 subscribers special, his Q&A, and I have so much respect for him. At first, when I watched the first video of his, it was the Virgin documentary, and I had my initial like feminist hackles up. But as I continued to watch, I realized what he was going for, and now as I see him as a human attempting to build this business and successfully building it through the hustle, I have a lot of respect for him. And I think it's specifically sweet because he's a local creator, and there's something about that, because you see people all over the world doing these things, but when you see your homie, like literally home slice, like we grew up in the same place, we know the same landmarks, like for some reason that makes it better. It makes it more salient. So thanks, Jack, for fucking doing it. Yeah, you're awesome, and I think that you have a lot of entrepreneurial wisdom and advice to give, and I hope you keep doing it, because when you do talk about it, it resonates with me at least. So thank you. You probably wouldn't think that I'd be your target audience, but hey, who knows what your audience is until you see them in person. Yeah, so I am attempting to be a business. I'm attempting to turn my art into my life, into my livelihood. I make a lot of art. I am literally surrounded by things I have made with my hands. I'm looking at a painting that I'm working on. I have a painting. It's not a very good painting, but it's my work. And I just look at it. I'm like, okay, we're gonna work. And I don't know what's wrong with that attitude that I've had my whole life about like hating work, but I gotta turn that around. I gotta make work something that I want to do, because it's something I do want to do, or at least the thing that I most want to do in the world is paint. And if I want to paint, I have to build a business around painting. So that means I have to build a business and paint. The painting thing, I could do that without a business. I could do that in the privacy of my own home. No one would have to know. I could just hoard them all. But realistically, they need to go out in the world. They need to fly, because I don't want them. I make them and I want them to be out of my life. I want them to be having their own lives in other people's places. I'm a content creator. I'm making content for your homes, your screens, whatever. So I'm trying to nail it down. Still slow going, but I think, like I was saying, I need to surround myself with this entrepreneurial mindset and with people that have that mindset. And I already have a lot of people in my life that do that, but I'm not taking advantage of those relationships in that aspect. They're good people to me, and I love them, and I will hold them dear. But there's also the business portion of it that I think I can start to harvest and glean and learn and implement. It's going to be a big year. 2020, baby. Bonus little fun fact. It's almost Aries season. So I gave myself this weird interim. That's the word I'm looking for. I gave myself an interim because I had an incredibly traumatic year last year, and moving home to my parents' house was also, in a way, traumatic because I had to acknowledge that I was failing, and that was really, really hard for my ego. And I just cried a lot, like so much. So I think while that was a necessary thing to do, I gotta walk out of the woods now, and I've gotta start building a cabin in the woods. If that's what I actually want, I can't just sit and cry. I need to actually make something happen. But I think I needed to cry for 2 months because I was crying about not just the last year, but the last 7 years. So many ridiculous things happened in my life, and that's how life goes, but I did not have the support in my life to support that. I was a very small sailboat on a very rough sea. And now I'm back in the harbor. If we continue with that metaphor, I'm back at mom and dad's, and I'm very grateful and learning to live happily again. Happily now. It's possible. It is possible. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really, really, really excited about building something, an empire, to be an emperor. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a painting. I want to show you. Yeah, I want to show you a painting. So this is my most recent self-portrait. I haven't decided if I want to, well, actually, that's a lie. No, that's not a lie. I haven't decided if I want to keep painting it. The funny thing is it's very long, and that's because I painted it while it was flat on a desk, so this was like my, so if you look at it this angle, it's maybe a little more accurate. Sultry, big eyes. Yeah. This is my first oil painting portrait, self-portrait as well, which is thrilling. Oil paint, I know, it's happening. I have decided finally that it's time, but that's another video. I'm not going to get into it right now. This video is already long enough. Yeah, thank you for watching if you're watching, and I hope that, well, actually, I'll speak to future myself. I pray that your dreams come true, because I know you really want them. Just have to put the effort in now. It's time for the hard work. It's time for the hard work. I think, though, you'll probably find out that it's easier to do this kind of work than it is to do the emotional tripping you've been doing for the last 7 years. It's time to build, rebuild, and I hope that you have something to look at when you're watching this back. I love you. Thrive. Shalom.